Over the last few months, we've spent a lot of time talking about market trends and where the market may be heading, what's going on with buyers and sellers. One of the things we don't want to ignore is what happens seasonally here in the state of Maine and why right now may be the absolute best time for you to buy a home. Hello Central Maine, it is your realtor Nick Isgro with eXp Realty, and as I said at the beginning, today we're going to do a quick video on why October and November may be the absolute best months of the year for you to buy a home regardless of what's going on in the market. We talk a lot about market trends, where that market is headed, but seasonally speaking, this looks like this is the absolute best time for you to buy a home. Before we get into that, I do want to welcome you here to the channel. If you've never been here before, we cover all things real estate here in the state of Maine, but particularly in the Central Maine market. If that is of interest to you or adds value to your process in the buying and selling of homes, do me a favor and go ahead and hit the like button on this video. Hit subscribe, knock that little alarm bell, and you'll be notified every time we put out new content. All right, so you are in the market to buy a home, you're out looking, and you're thinking, well, you know, it's fall, October, November, maybe we'll get through the holidays, get into the winter months, we can probably scrounge up a good deal then, right? Winter's the worst time to sell your home. Not necessarily. Statistically speaking, October and November are appearing as trendworthy to folks here in the state of Maine, particularly as the very best months that you could buy your home. The reality is home pricing is still very strong here in the Central Maine market, and homes are definitely going to still be selling at a premium. However, that premium changes as we move farther away from that spring market into these months. And from some data that was just released over the past month, we see that October leading into November, November being the month where you have the least amount of premium on a home here in the state of Maine, it looks like this is now a great time for you to be out there to buy. Now, I want to add the personal note that as we've been looking at over the last couple of months, inventories have been rising. This is only going to add to that case. Unlike over the past couple of years where inventory was still super squeezed, although it's still historically low, we have a little bit over 1 month of inventory on the market here in Central Maine, it is more than we've seen in over the last 12 months. That means that a combination of a seasonal trend where October and November look to be the months that you're going to get the best deal on the home, and increasing supply side on the market might just be the perfect storm for you, especially this year, 2022. As we see the inventories rising, we see homeowners more likely to negotiate a little bit, meaning you have more homes to look at and you might just get the best deal of the year right now. Of course, a seasonal trend like this doesn't just happen here in the state of Maine. Nationally speaking, October is the month where you're going to hit the lowest premium on the home sale. Here in the state of Maine, we're extending into November and December actually to get that extended time. Now, according to the Maine Association of Realtors, since July and August, we've actually seen a 25% increase of supply on the market overall here in the state. This is only going to add to the competitive nature of the market on the sales side in order to buy for you as a buyer to get that home and to get it off the market quick. Just to bring this into better view, I want to bring up last year's trend line, and then we'll take a look and see where we're headed right now, headed into the fall market. Here we are. I'm going to bring up 2021. You can see the entire year here on the graph. And as you can see, as we get to October, November, December, that graph on the sale to price ratio dips dramatically. Now, what is the sale to price ratio? This is the percentage of the list price that homeowners who were selling their homes were actually getting on average for the sale of their home. As most of you know, if you follow this channel, for the last year, almost the entire year, we were averaging over 100%. That means homeowners were getting more than what they were asking for on the price of their home. As we see right now, looking over this trend line over the last year, when we go back to 2021 even, in that competitive market, October, November, December, all of those months dipped below 100% of the sale to list price ratio. Let's take a look and see where we are now. Again, if you've been following this channel, none of this will be a surprise to you. 2022, we've been hovering way over 100% sale to list price ratio. Here we are headed into the fall, and not only do we have the rising inventories, not only do we have the additional pressures of inflation and higher interest rates, but we have the seasonal trend working in our favor again here. You can see the downward trend. We've dipped here in October just below the 100% sale to list price ratio. So not a big surprise, but it is a seasonal trend, and I thought it worth bringing to you because a lot of people who have been on the market are thinking that's a little dicey, or have maybe pulled back because of the competitive nature, or maybe you were thinking about waiting till the new year, January, February, March, might not be the best time. In fact, now October, November, even going into December, statistically speaking, and I think particularly this year, looks to be the prime opportunity for you to get the best deal that you can on the home that you've been looking for. That's really it today, guys. Just a quick video. I thought this was an interesting statistic, and as always, when I see something like this and I see a trend that I think is relevant to what's going on in the market, to you as the consumer, both if you're a buyer or a seller, because if you're a seller, it's definitely going to play into the strategy that we use when we list your home, how we market your home, really help make your home stand out among the rest of the growing competition. I'm gonna bring it to you in these videos. Now, if you are in the market now, if you've been thinking about getting into the market, please go ahead and comment below. Would love to hear what your thoughts are on both the seasonal trend and just what's going on in the market in general. Of course, if you are in the market and you're looking for a real estate professional to look for, go ahead, do me a favor. In this post below is a link to all of my contact information. I would love to hear from you, and would be happy to get right back to you and make sure that we can come up with a strategy that is most appropriate for whatever situation you're in. As always, I'm so thankful for each and every one of you for sticking around to the end of this video, and until the next one, I'll see you next time.